Hi, I'm Lil from Made by Marley, and today I've been making concrete candle sconces. I can show you them. They come out really well. I've given them an aged paint effect. I've put some stamps on them. So sort of plans to put glassware on, or if you don't like anything really, home decor. I've staged them out all different ways at the end. So if you're interested in making these lovely beauties, then follow along.
So what I'm doing here is I'm just gathering together all my containers, all my bits and pieces that I want to put the clay, this cement into. So boxes, containers, I'm taping off the bottoms and the sides. You can't see this on camera here, but I'm just taping the side of this box off just to make sure nothing leaks out the bottom, nothing leaks out the side. It is concrete, you're not really wanting it everywhere. I mean, if I was you, I'd probably do it outside, although it wasn't really that messy, but that's what I would do. So this is me just taping off the bottoms of tubes to make sure that there's no mess and run out from those. And that's what I'm doing here. I'm just really prepping. And you'll see me in a minute just kind of like lining everything up into a row, just getting ready to, when I go to pour it all. So good prep work. It's a little bit more prep in this than there is doing anything else. It's just making sure that you've got all the bottoms, there's nothing leaking out, Tupperware containers. If you put a little bit of car lubricant in any plastic, I didn't use it, but seemingly it helps them release, but my clay came out no problem. Containers again, I've embedded some glass jars in a little cardboard tray. So this is me just setting up ready to pour the cement.
So what I've done is I've got a milk
cement,
carton.
I got a milk carton and I cut the top off of it so that I could mix the cement in that, stir it and pour it into the tubes. I didn't want to use a good jar or something that I wouldn't be able to use again. It was called Jet Sem Rapid Repair Cement.
It doesn't give you instructions,
it's pretty sturdy stuff. I quite liked using it. The only problem was it didn't come with any instructions. It just said mix with water. So I really think if I was you, and this is what I did, I mixed it to a sort of thick custard, kind of, or yoghurt kind of consistency. Not too runny, but not too thick. If it is too runny, it kind of films when it dries. It's got a kind of watery stuff in the top, which you just pour off and it'll dry. There was a couple of mine I felt were a little bit watery, but they still set, not a problem. This is me putting on gloves because I'm sure that cement isn't very good for your hands. So what I did was I just got my milk carton, I put the dry cement in the bottom of my milk carton, and then I just added water. I added a little bit at first because I was a little bit unsure of what it would do. The directions did say don't mix up any more than you need or you can use in 10 minutes. So I mixed mine up in little batches. I don't know how long I thought it was going to take me, but I did this just about for it in every couple. I got a little bit bolder at the end and mixed quite a big batch, but I think that was probably the batch that maybe was a little bit watery. It used one of those small bags of cement to make 3 of the containers, which I thought were really quite good value, because they're really heavy and they're quite big. Oh, obviously I made the little plinth as well with the glass jars in it. So here they are, they're finished. I've glued all my parts together and I've used no nails expanding glue, and I used that on purpose because I wanted to make it look like it was old cement. It had been found outside, somebody had glued it back together a few times. It looked a little bit rough and ready around the edges. These are the things that give things an aged look. So what I'm doing here is I've got a little bit of grey paint, a little bit of black paint and some plaster of Paris in a little tub, just to give it that texture as well. And what I'm doing is I'm just kind of going round all the place where the no nails was, just to thicken that up to make it look like it's cement that's been poured in between it. Because I thought when I first did this that you could just glue these back together with cement once I had all my shapes, but I didn't do much research on this. and it was Martin who said, I don't think that works like that, I think you probably need to glue them. And after doing a little bit of research, yes, I found out that cement doesn't glue cement back together really, so I used the no nails glue and it said it stuck cement, and I thought the foam will expand and give it quite a sort of kind of like aged appeal. So that's all I'm doing here. I'm just giving it 2 coats of that grey plaster of Paris mix. This is me on my second coat. I'm just going round just to make sure that you can't see any of that yellowy colour of the no nails glue. And they really have, they come out really well. I do a lot of things, I do a lot of craft, but these I particularly really enjoyed making. It wasn't a lot of hassle. It wasn't really that messy, and for what I've ended up with, these are going to go in my garden. I'm going to seal them all at the end, and I'm going to put like glassware with candles in them for the summer and for the spring as well. But when I sit outside on my bench, these are where they're going to go. So now what I'm doing is I've got it's actually a wax brush I was using there to apply the black, a big fluffy brush just to stipple on some black. And what I'm doing now is with the grey again is I'm just dulling that all back, that grey. I'm just hitting it again with the big thick brush and not putting a lot on my paint and just rubbing that darker black back into the cement. And as you can see, all that no nails is all gone, and it just looks like it's been cemented back together because it's old, and that's how it's been fixed. I don't know how they did it then, but I've used no nails. So I'm just knocking back all those dark edges, and that's the good thing about a good faux paint job. You just have to knock back the stuff that doesn't look realistic, and you want the darker tones, but you don't want big black splodges on them, and that's why I'm knocking those back. I'm just putting some grey in other areas just so it doesn't look like only the trunk and where the glue has been painted. That just makes it look a little bit more realistic. Now what I'm doing now is I've got some green acrylic paint. It's just on my table just so I can mix it, and what I'm doing is with a heavy thicker brush is I'm just stippling on some green and then going back and putting a little bit of grey on it, a little bit of green, just to give it that mossy, it's been sitting outside, it's been there for a while look. These are the little bits that when you do a paint job that you want to do, because that's the kind of things that would happen outside, and if you don't do things like that, it kind of gives it away. It looks too stark, too new, and it looks like you poured out a concrete yesterday. So by doing it this way, we're giving it another level of agedness, and that's how they look. Don't they look? The texture on them is brilliant. I love them. I think they look awesome. The no nails is just giving it another sort of level of kind of like vintage sort of farmhouse shabby sort of chic. I love them. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp them. I've got some old IOD. I was just kind of staging with that owl there. I've got some old IOD stamps, and this is me. I'd already done the other side of that and realised that I wasn't filming, so you didn't get to see me put the ink on the ink pad, but you'll get to see me do it in a minute. So that's the sort of kind of French stamp that I put on both sides, because obviously you didn't see me stamp the other side. Sometimes I get a bit excited and I just start doing it, and then I go, oh, I haven't filmed that bit. So that's a close-up of that. The stamps work really well on the cement because the cement absorbs the ink really well. It stops it kind of slipping about as well. You don't get any sliding because it's not a slick surface. So this stamp says de France, and this one's quite tricky. Sometimes I've put it on upside down before. That's why I have to have my glasses on, because I can't see what I'm doing. There we are. I'm just making sure it's centre. Now you'll see me do this when I'm always stamping. You have to be almost like an octopus with your hands when you're using stamps. You have to make sure that you spread all your fingers all over the stamp to make sure that it's all came out and it's printed. And then what I'm doing is I'm just kind of loosening my grip on one edge and letting it sort of almost ping back up into my hand, and then just taking it off in one movement. I've obviously got a wee bit stuck on that stamp that I'm trying to get off. and this one's a crown, and it's going to go underneath the France. And I just go on literally and I just stamp them all. My favourite one of them all is the taller one, which I put the swallow on. I just think it looks really good. I love them all. And as a set, when they've all got glassware on top of them and big thick candles, or you can just put candles straight onto them. But I tried lots of different things like chickens and ornaments, and I just love them. So I'm just going to let you get on and enjoy the rest of the video. If you like this sort of thing and you like making things, I mean, I don't make things out of lollipop sticks very often. I kind of normally start a craft that's quite a good one, and you end up with showing how to make something quite good. So if you like these kind of things and you come across me and you think, God, I quite like that, I've got lots more videos to watch, feel free to subscribe. And if you really like it, you can share it with one of your pals or your friends or whatever. So thank you. I've been Leo from Made by Marley, and I'll let you get on and enjoy the rest of the video.